Wes, hit him with the intro. Turn it around. Hit him with the intro.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. It's all you. No, it's all you. It's all you.
I'm not wearing a hat. You hit him with the intro.
I ain't either.
All right, we're here in the shop. No merch plug. Merch plugs are done. Giveaway ended yesterday. It's great. We're good to go.
Who won?
Stop. I have results have to come in. They get sent to me. I don't have them yet, so no one be commenting up asking who's the winner. It takes like a week or week and a half, 2 weeks. I get it. As soon as I get it, I make a video, I announce it, I call the person, send them an email, and they're gonna be the winner of Boomhammer. So it could be you. If you ordered and you got into the giveaway, it could be you. You don't know. I don't know yet. So there's your update on the giveaway. We're here at the Black Heap, the ALAC sheep, the Black Sheep, and if you remember closely, I mentioned it kind of like in passing because I didn't want to talk about it too much, but I thought there's something wrong with the car. The last pass that we made in Virginia, this injector clip came off. The car ran on 7 cylinders. I brought it back to the shop and fired it up. It was low on fuel pressure, and oil pressure was fine, but the fuel pressure was low. So we run if you guys aren't familiar with the upgrades or the setup on the car, 427 T-Cam Performance built Black Sheep. This is essentially like their Black Sheep Stage 3. This is their higher end race package that they sell. It's hydraulic roller, dart block, dart heads, LS7 port, Callie's billet, center counterweighted crank, MGP rods, diamond pistons, cam gear, double roller timing chain deal, no like Jessel front drive. It's a badass engine that goes very fast. We recently made the change going over to a external oil pump, which you can see right here. Exhibit A, that's the external oil pump. The fuel pump, which is mechanical, runs off the back of that, so they're tied in 1-to-1. So, made the pass. It was down on 7 cylinders, kind of sounded funny. Brought it back. I was like, you know, something in the car just doesn't sound right, and we need to check it out. So, I pulled the plugs. We did a compression test on it. Everything checked out good, so I knew we didn't like burn a hole up or anything like that. With the injector being unplugged, if it like is intermittent and it's going lean, you could definitely burn something up. But if it's just unplugged, it's got no fuel. If it's missing one of the 3 components to have combustion, then more than likely it could be okay. So we're fine there. All the plugs came out. We had a bunch of passes on the spark plugs. So this is like 30 some passes, so they look like absolute shit. But the car ran great. It actually made its fastest pass to date, history, personal best, the second to last pass. So the plugs weren't too far off from this. They don't really look the greatest, but they just got a lot of runs. As far as like the heat on them, it's really tough to read a plug once it's got that many runs on it. So pulled those out. Everything's good. Did a compression test on it. Everything was good. Fuel pump and oil pump, they're linked together. So fuel pressure is down, but your oil pressure is still fine, meaning that like the oil pump's still turning. There's nothing wrong with the engine. Something's got to be wrong somewhere. It was weird because, and we look back in the data logs, every single pass we were making, the fuel pressure at idle was dropping. So we were started off at like 90 pounds of base at idle. By the time that was down in Florida, by the time we ran at Darlington, we were at like 60 pounds of base at idle. Then when we were up in Virginia, the last pass we made 44 pounds of base pressure at idle, and we weren't messing with the regulator. But whenever you whack the throttle, fuel pressure goes back up, and you know it's boost reference and it's accurate. So I was like, something's either wrong with the regulator or the fuel pump. So we started there. The easiest thing to take off was the fuel filter housing. We were in a System 1 10 micron fuel filter, which Ben's got in his hands there. And Ben, did it do its job?
Yeah, it did a real great job.
Because this is what the bottom of the filter housing looks like. That is the brass bushing and a mosquito that was in our fuel filter housing. It's not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to be clear. I mean, it's not supposed to have anything. Some of this gasket here we found in the filter, meaning that it was going through the pump. The pump is pre-filter. So the fuel goes from the fuel tank to the pump to the filter and then to the rails through the injectors. There's a little blue gasket in here. You guys probably can't see it. You can feel it. See, I got some on my finger there.
I'll look at it right there.
Yeah, you can see it right there. God, Wes with the zoom. You hit that quick.
Zoom.
You zoomed right in on that. We found a little bit of that in the filter, but when we opened it up and we look at all this material, this was all this bronze dust was in here, just coming out of it. Not ideal. So this is what I think happened. We made the switch to the external pump, and the ratio of the pulley changed. Essentially, we went from this Motion Raceworks 50 tooth. It's 50 tooth, right?
Yeah.
From the 50 tooth pulley right here, as you can see the difference in size, went from the 50 tooth to a 42 tooth. So we essentially added 10% overdrive to the fuel pump. Most of these mechanical fuel pumps, 4,000 RPMs max. So a lot of guys, they'll set it up, 2 to 1, so half of what the motor is running. So if you're turning 8,000 RPMs on the motor, you're turning 4,000 on the pump. Before, that's what this pulley was. This was a 2 to 1. We were turning 7,400 RPMs and it was 2 to 1. So divide 7,400 in 2, or divide it in half, and you get what your fuel pump RPM is. If you guys remember us talking at the track, we started turning the motor more. The T-cam Black Sheep camshaft was screaming. It kept wanting more and more RPM. We're shifting right now at about 7,900, 8,000. The last pass, actually, the air shifter didn't work and it banged the limiter at 8,400. So this fuel pump on the back of the oil pump was screaming. If it's 10% overdrive, 110%, it would be spinning closer to 5,000 RPMs. Not good. Wes is standing behind the camera like, this is all the shit I have to deal with now. Soon. This is what you get to look forward to very soon.
8,400 RPM?
8,400 RPMs.
It's 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 on the number, so we killed the fuel pump. What do you have to say, Wes?
Time to get a new one.
Time to get a new one, yeah. So we're going to send this pump off to get rebuilt. We got a backup. We're going to make a pulley change for the fuel pump oil pump drive. So we're going to go from the 42 tooth on there, and we're going to go to a 52 tooth. So we're looking to be on the other side. So if we do spin 8,400 RPMs, we're shifting at 8,000, shifting at 7,900. We don't want to be right at that limit of possibly killing it. We want to turn it, if we spin at 3,500 RPMs, we got a 500 RPM window on the fuel pump, because stuff like this, that's what costs you races. Imagine if the fuel pump died. I consider that pretty lucky, because this fuel pump still made really good fuel pressure. But if the fuel pump started to shit during the pass and it just leans out the whole motor, that's a burn up. You torch the head, you torch the block, you burn a hole up. That's an expensive error to have. So we got lucky on this one. I got no complaints. The filter did its job. Where's the filter at?
The professional term for the buffer is wiggle room.
Yeah, we had a little bit of wiggle room there. I don't know if you could see in here, the filter, it caught a lot of junk. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just full of shit. So we got a couple sets of injectors here. I feel pretty good. I don't know. I said maybe we should send them back, but everyone else, how do you, what's your thoughts? 10 micron filter?
I think that filter does a great job, but I think it's never a bad idea to send them back. Because that's a really expensive guess.
Yeah, you have an injector. It costs $200-300 to get the injectors fixed or cleaned and serviced and maintenance.
It's time.
Yeah, and then imagine if you don't for $300, and then it burns a hole up and torches a head. Then you buy a head and all this shit. The block could be damaged. It's not fun.
Deal with. Oh, we had an opportunity to send them back.
Yeah. So we're gonna clean the filter out and make sure that's really good. We got like 3 or 4 sets of 700s here from different cars or different projects coming up. So we'll stick them in the car. We'll get these sent back to Jack at Billet Atomizer. We're gonna put another fuel pump on there and clean this out, and then we're gonna make that pulley change, and we should be good to go. So I know it was kind of quiet. We ran that race, that 484 shootout. We ended up winning the race. The car ran great. We set new personal best. We're getting the shock style. We're making more changes to the car to improve it so we can really go fast in the heat of the day. So we're getting faster, but I didn't really talk about it because I wanted to figure out what was going on before I made a video. And something like this, I felt like there was something wrong with the car. I didn't want to just take it out and go make a pass with it. Imagine if I just kept running it. Like, oh, well, it makes good fuel pressure up top, but it's weird down low, and then the fuel pump goes out. Back to square one. So I'm getting this bronze glitter all over the shop here. I don't know about you guys at home, but I think that is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of shit that was in there. The fact that we didn't have an injector failure prior, because I guarantee you this pump started killing itself when we were down at Darlington, when we started turning 8,000 RPMs. And before then, when we were down in Florida, we looked, it was every single time it was a little bit less fuel pressure. So it's been having this issue for a while. I want to give a shout out to System 1, because their filters in their filter housing did a great job. and it really did save us a motor at this point in time. So you guys know the game plan moving forward. Probably take a week or two downtime until we get all the parts in, get a belt on there, get a new pulley, get the new fuel pump in, and stick the other injectors in it. So that's your Black Sheep update. If you guys are wondering what happened, we almost accidentally destroyed the motor.
Is that the title?
I almost accidentally blew up my 2,500 horsepower LS motor. That's a pretty strong title. Ben, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
I think we hit all the spots on that one. I knew something was wrong with it. I just couldn't figure out what. So
spend enough time in it. It's like a kid. You're like, something wrong with that thing.
Yeah, for real. I knew something was wrong, and honestly, I feel like we got pretty lucky with it just being, the fuel pump and the filter catching it. It could have been a whole lot worse. Like I said, it could have been a motor. It could have been a cylinder head messed up.
About time.
Yeah.
We've caught enough tough breaks.
Yeah. So now I think we got one good. So we're gonna get all that stuff taken care of, and then we'll be back out with the Black Sheep. But we got the Vet up on Projects, and that was getting worked on. I think we're gonna go to the track tomorrow with that, and then we'll do an update video. How many people wanted to get an update video from Wes on his G body? I know a lot of people do. So we'll do that as well. So we got some good videos coming for you guys.
Let's go look at the car.
Oh, you want to go? Oh, all right. On to the next video.
Yeah, on to the next video.
All right. See you guys in tomorrow's upload.
He get to buy this round. John Doc got to buy this round. The Black Sheep on the property. He got to buy for the next round.